And then one gets green. No. Yeah. Have you over time? Have you heard from Grover or Tom?
Not a Grover or Tom. Can we text him?
So 5 minutes.
That's what I'm
Here's
here.
the stuff.
I was gonna say he'll come whipping it on his 2 wheels. What makes the truck leave like that? He got something busted. How are the kiddos? How are all your kiddos? Are they
They have been.
going around, I guess?
Leave the one on the other end will say, oh, yeah.
I'm quite there.
Vacation, that's money.
Enjoy being here. You get to be 54 almost. We can get our money. It's like a natural smell. And it worked.
That's all.
Yeah. Care. Still.
I'm gonna get tired.
Are you looking
Oh, we're tired. My eyes are getting good.
Why should I fix it? Yeah, that's can't she was that. No, I never read the whole thing. I put on. You think but for free, yeah, for something, yeah. For your dad. I used to. Oh. How we doing? That's like, you decided you're the second person that said that. Maybe think about that. Yeah.
Jonathan's not gonna make it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Huh? So you can sit next to Lena.
You know, those shots. Oh, for yard. So, but we combine. There's beans around the place. He just kept in the window. Really nothing but.
Oh, yeah.
The next day.
Moved over.
Dean, what time's the clock?
Close enough.
That's
4:27.
what I have.
Yeah.
4:28. So got 2 minutes. Close enough. I think it wasn't the right answer. Nice try. Yeah, you can get
Grover told me, or not Grover. Richter said it'd be $10 for me to ride this tractor. Oh,
I'm going along. We'll see if I know. I think let's go.
yep. Go for
Okay,
it.
let's call the meeting to order.
Yeah.
Need to approve the agenda.
Make the motion. I'll second.
Move second, approve the agenda. All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Citizens' opportunity to address the council. Any takers? Interesting. Consent agenda. The previous minutes.
You have all three. You've got your work session, your council, and your council meeting.
The bill. Do we want that separate?
No, they can go together.
Approve the bills and approve tobacco license for Beer 30.
The old one stop.
I'll make the motion to approve. Second.
Moved and second, all in favor of the consent agenda? Aye. Okay. Approve the IPPA updates with Mr. Fritz.
Evening, everyone.
Oh,
So I'm here on behalf of the Iowa Public Power Agency, which is the 28E organization that Pocahontas part of. Pocahontas joined IPPA like 22 years ago. It was around 2003, 2002, somewhere back then. I was city administrator at the time. What IPPA did back then was, along with, I think it was 16 other municipal utilities, invested in some transmission that's also owned by Mid-American. And the reason for that is in the long term, it would help save all of those entities money. Think of it as owning your house versus renting your house. By owning some transmission, you get some revenue off of it from others that would use it. And then eventually that revenue would come to the city and be able to use that to help lower electric costs or whatever. So back then, the city invested $33,000 cash, and IPPA borrowed a bunch of money, and the revenue that they're getting in, basically the rental income from others using those transmission lines, is going to pay the debt. The debt will be paid off in about another 4 years, and then at that point, the city should start seeing somewhere like a dividend payment of somewhere around $6,000 to $7,000 a year. Because if you think of it, like say if we as a group formed an LLC and bought a house together, we put in a little seed money, bought the house, we've been using the rent money to pay off the loan. Once the loan's paid off, we'll start seeing some benefit. So that day is coming soon. Right now, there's also some cash that group has. There's your share of the cash is a little over $20,000 at the end of last year. So there's some cash there if it would ever dissolve or something like that. But at this point, there's no plans to do that. IPPA is currently going through a process to update its 2080 agreement to comply with some changes in Iowa law. There's some other entities that are going to use it for a different transmission project. So it's time to update the existing bylaws to comply with the law, because you are part of the original 28E. You guys would need to approve those changes, and then they get filed with the Secretary of State. It doesn't impact any of your money that you're going to get, any of that kind of stuff. It's just updating the 28E to 2025 law compared. The last time it was updated, I think, was 2015 or 2016, and then the time before that would have been when Pocahontas joined in 2003 or whatever it was. So that's on the agenda, is the resolution to approve that updated 28E. Happy to answer any questions that you might have about it or anything like that.
How long did you say we've been in it?
It's like 22, 23 years. It was around 2002 or 3 when Pocahontas joined.
Any other discussion on?
Any questions, you guys? Gonna be a full vote.
Okay. Yeah. Roll call.
Yep.
Okay. Do I have a?
Everybody okay?
I'll make to reach to approve the EPA contract.
Yeah, the resolution approving the amendment.
Yep.
It's the resolution approving the second amended and restated agreement to establish the Iowa Public Power Agency.
I'll make that motion.
Okay.
I'll second.
All right.
Okay. We'll go with. Where's Brian? Brian?
No, Dean. Oh,
John? Cody?
Yep.
Tom?
Aye.
Dean?
Aye.
Carries.
thank you.
Laura, did you want me to mention the WAPA thing?
Yes, please.
So a couple of years ago, WAPA decided to start issuing renewable energy certificates, or RECs for short. And basically they're saying that WAPA power isn't carbon based, and so you get the certificate. Those have a value of probably 75 cents a piece. Pocahontas gets about 25% of its power from WAPA, so you guys get a little over 40 million kilowatt hours every year from WAPA. That's the dams out on the Missouri River, power from the federal government. Originally, WAPA was not going to allow you to sell those. So like in Iowa, there's no mandates. If we were in Minnesota, Minnesota says that each city utility has to get like 30% of its power from a non-carbon source. So in Minnesota, you could use those to count toward that 30%. Iowa doesn't have any rules like that. So really for a city like Pocahontas or some of our other NYMECA members like Lorenz didn't mean anything. Well, now WAPA is going to allow you to sell them. So we could actually sell them to cities in Minnesota. So for Pocahontas, actually a couple of years ago, this started, and then when Trump got elected, all federal rule changes got put on hold for basically it's been 9 months. Now they're finally getting going on it again, so this is coming back up. So you have to request an amendment to your WAPA contract from WAPA. All Laura would have to do is send an email to WAPA saying, hey, we want our contract amended to allow you to sell them. Again, they're probably worth about 75 cents a piece. You're going to get 5,000 of them. So it's not a huge sum of money. But to sell them, you have to have an account in this renewable tracking thing, which is $2,500 a year. So what NYMECA is doing for our 6 members, they designated us as the agent. And so we can get one account to do all of them. And we are opening it up to others, even though you're not a NYMECA member, to do that. And then that $2,500, for example, will get split by however many join. So at this point, we think we have 8. So instead of you paying $2,500, you'd pay like $320 or whatever it works out to per member. And then we would also, since you're not one of our members, we'd also charge you like $100 or $120 a year fee just for managing it. But it would, it's going to cost you like $450 a year instead of $2,500 a year. So you've actually already approved that agreement once, but I just wanted to update you on that to see if you still want to move forward and be a participant. And if you do, then Laura needs to send that email to WAPA.
Didn't you come in here about a year ago or so?
Yeah, might even been 2 years ago.
And then you guys were in charge of them, right?
Yep, we'll manage them for you. And we'll find somebody to buy them, sell them. When we get the money, then we'll turn around and send your share to you guys.
So that's just a per year thing.
Yep.
So we're not the same amount every year? Or?
It's based on your contract. So like your contract is for, I think it's 5.2 million kilowatt hours a year, and you get 1 for every 1,000 kilowatt hours. So that's 5.2 million, take 1,000 off, it's like 5,200. And then it depends on their actual hydro production. So like if the water is low, they don't maybe produce as much, so you maybe won't quite get as many. But otherwise, it should be in that neighborhood of
We
around.
would still have our shares.
Correct.
We're just selling them to somebody else that can use them. That's
Correct.
being mandated
Correct. Yep.
to have to use them.
Yep. We've already talked to a group of Minnesota cities that have expressed an interest, so we think we already have a home.
So if the state of Iowa does start mandating them, we will still have them.
Then we'll keep them, and we wouldn't sell them, and we'd be able to retire them to meet the mandate. Correct. Yep.
So you said we get 75 cents?
Roughly. It all depends on what the market is for them, but the last time I checked, that was kind of the current price for them. So you're looking at, what is that, $3,700 less fees. You're probably going to net out about $3,000. It's not a huge sum of money by any means, but you get them. If you don't do anything with them, it's like you won't get that money. So.
But we won't lose them at all.
So you'll get them. And as long as Iowa doesn't have any mandates, we would sell them on your behalf. But if Iowa suddenly switched or a federal government mandate, then we would stop selling them so you could use them to meet.
So it's every year.
Right. Correct. Every year this comes through. Sorry. Yep.
Yeah. That's what I was kind of getting.
Yep. These would be every year. Yep.
So are we still getting electricity?
Yes. Yep. You just can't claim, if you sell them, you can't claim that 25% of your power was renewable. So you can say I got 25% hydropower. You just can't in some like marketing thing or any, like if you had a city brochure, you said 25% of our power is renewable. If you sell those, you can't claim that. I don't think anybody cares.
So really it's not.
Right. You get the same electricity. It's just they give you this little certificate. There's a serial number attached to every one, so it all can be tracked.
So and somebody in Minnesota is buying them, and they're really not even getting the power.
Correct.
Okay.
But they have to have that piece of paper. So for example, at NYMECA, our power supply agency, we have a contract with a wind farm, and we sell like 140,000 of them a year to a company who sells them to like Walmart. So Walmart can claim that all their stores are green powered, and we sell those to them, and Walmart can claim that. We can't, but we just take their money. That's
The government gimmick.
right. It is. It's the green part of the green scam.
Yes.
It's all feel good because
Yeah.
their power could be coming from whatever. It's just they get that piece of paper that says they get that green to claim that green power, right?
Just we'll look into selling them and get something out of it.
Right.
Yeah.
That's what I
Something's better than
suggest.
them just sitting.
And I'll work with Laura so she can get that email sent out to WAPA and we can get that contract implemented. You'll eventually get a contract from WAPA that you'll have to approve an amendment to your contract and a contract designating us as your agent. And those will come.
So we have to do that every year or?
No, once those are designated, it'll be done until either us or you would rescind it. Yep.
Thank you.
Okay.
So you need anything else from us?
Nope, no action on that. It's just kind of
We'll
an
just be
update to
in
make
touch.
sure you still wanted to do it, because otherwise we'd drop you off our list, so.
Me too.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you, Greg.
Thanks, Greg.
Okay. The Mr. Cobb
Thank you.
water plant project.
Yes.
Yes.
Good afternoon. Thanks for having me back. Since I've been here last time, we've been asked to put the contract together for the design of the water treatment plant. Since we've been past the pilot, we got that approved. Got the report sent off to the DNR. They responded. They've approved it. So now we're ready to proceed with the design of the water treatment plant. So I provided Laura with a copy of the contract. I see it in front of you guys.
There you go.
The meat and potatoes are exhibit B. Beads, looks like this.
Page B1.
There you go. There, just a breakdown of our fees, whether it's lump sum, zero, how that's set up each phase. You'll see a few TBDs. As you can see, those are associated more down the road for construction. We'll have another contract at that time to add those construction fees. This is just for the design. So in association with that, on the next page, between 2 pages, it's C1 that details the scope of work. Pretty long document. Just wondering if anybody has any questions on those items. There's not an actual total here, but if you want it, it's 526,000. And if you guys remember, you did your planning and design loan, that can be used for this.
Okay.
We were just hoping to get this approved. Okay. And if you're curious, this would basically take us through June of 2026. That'd be the design. We could wrap that up around June. Bid the project in July, and then start the project in the fall. Sure.
How long will that take?
Construction. We generally leave about 2 years. I think we could get it done a little quicker than that, but we typically Two sellers.
Is this quite an intrusive build? I mean,
Really,
how
no, it's,
in depth are we going here? And just a ballpark figure on how big a project is?
yeah, so. They build one year, that's getting over red road. If you look back on exhibit H of this contract.
H1. It shows your final.
Exhibit H here is the cost estimate for the project. So if you look under engineer's opinion of probable construction costs, we're looking at about 4.3 million. But that's just the construction cost. As you can see, there's escalation, engineering, legal, and admins, like our 526 for the design if we included it in 16. So there's a few other costs in there, but to answer your question on the construction cost, 4.3. And then if you flip another page, you can go ahead of it. There's the exhibit where we're looking to add on to your existing water plant. There's about a 30 by 36 foot addition. That's what we'd be looking at.
Where does that go?
If you can see, it's just to the side of your building there.
Yes. Where the-
Do you have a picture?
I don't have a picture for these guys, Kyle.
I've seen that.
Well, yeah,
We've seen it somewhere.
We've been carrying.
Yeah. It's just where the alley is. In front of it.
Addition there.
Time frame, what's the DNR giving us?
Well, that's
Do
part,
they have a deadline that's,
that's part of your compliance schedule. So I'd have to go back and read that, but we're still working
work
to
with
meet
it.
that.
Yep.
And so, yeah, we're definitely gonna meet your deadline.
Goodness gracious. So we do need to approve this tonight if you guys feel up to it.
We got our team ready. We're ready to jump on it. This is the fun part.
Oh, 24, 21.
How long has this been an ongoing project? How long?
It was started, so I've been in McClure for 2.5 years, and it was before I got there. I don't know exactly.
Oh, yeah, but we were working. Yeah, the other ones, where we decided that was too much. Right.
The RO. plan.
Yeah.
And you want from us tonight then what?
Just approval of the contract so we could get going on it for you guys.
So they can get started.
There's just a simple, well, a lot going on here, but it just requires a signature. And Laura, we need to work on exhibit J,
Okay,
so if we can just like that for the back.
okay. All right.
Do I have a motion?
Were you on with Stover down there looking at it?
Yeah, I went down and looked at it.
I seen it too when I went down there.
Right. And I think basically, from my understanding, the newer part of the building is where the rock product's gonna end up, I think is the main thing, right?
That addition will be where all your new equipment's going, your chemical storage, it all goes right in that little addition.
And then all the byproduct we can use elsewhere, right?
I think we will be able to, yes. We talked about
Yeah.
alleys, line the streets.
Right.
There's several options.
Any other discussion? Any motion?
I'll make a motion to approve the contract as read.
I'll second.
Been moved and second to approve the contract as presented.
Better do a roll call.
Roll call. Okay, we'll go with Brian, Cody,
Aye.
Tom.
Aye.
And Dean.
Aye.
So moved.
Right.
So Laura, you wanna just, once you sign it,
Yep.
just scan it and shoot it to me?
I sure
And
can.
then we can, if you guys are okay with it, there's just one more exhibit, and it's just your payment preferences.
Yeah.
As to how we're gonna bill this.
Mhm.
So it's just a formality, but if you guys are okay with it, if you guys sign the contract and then you and I, once you give me this, I'll just attach that
Okay.
payment preference.
That works. Okay.
Awesome.
Thank you.
All righty.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. We're excited to get going.
That's two.
All right, Kyle, we'll be in touch.
Sounds great. Thank you.
Okay, moving on then. Now,
Correct.
approve what? Approve the,
So journeyman hire,
oh, during my,
yep, for electrician. He's this close to being a journeyman, this close. So then all 3 locations in Copeg would have a journeyman, which is our goal, which is what we were supposed to have for the whole Copeg idea. And this gentleman will be here. He's already working for someone in Copeg, so he knows the deal. He knows some days he'll be here, some days he'll be in Granger, blah, 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 blah. He'll be over Colby when he's here. When they all get together, then they go by rank over there. He is coming in with a water license, a grade 1, and he's coming in with a gas certificate. So we're asking that his salary would be 38. Because if he went to Mid-America or anybody else as a journeyman, it's up to $52 an hour. So we have to try and find that middle to make it worth his while to come to us. So that's where I really need your approval is for the 38. I put the job description in here if you want to read over it. He's fully qualified and then some.
Is he relocating or where will he be?
He lives in West Bend. Yep. So he's used to traveling. He knows most of the time he'll be here, but it'll help with call outs too. So it'll just be, usually you would call him first, and then if he needs Colby, okay, then he can call the rest of the guys over from Grettinger and West Bend. So it divvies up the workload and keeps it here instead of calling 4 people in, we'll have him here. So
is there any input on your part as far as,
I think it'd be a good deal. It'd be a win-win for the whole group. I mean, when Opie originally joined the group, the deal was we'd get a journeyman lineman. We couldn't get anyone to apply. So then 2 years went by, we finally got Kellen hired. And obviously he's going back to school. And we do have a journeyman interested. And actually, we didn't even post the job and we got 3 people apply before we even posted. So I mean, the group's working like it. We thought it would. We do that, yeah, a different town will have to hire a apprentice, but at least for day-to-day projects, and we're not all working together, we have a journeyman in each town, which we have to have.
So if we don't hire him, basically he'll go someplace else. He can't stay with there's not a position for him in the Copay group.
No, he'd keep it.
He's in like,
He's one of them now.
he's
I'm
one
not
of,
saying he won't leave someday, but.
He's in the Copeg group right now.
yeah. So it'd just be changing locations, but that gives us a near
is
journeyman.
he willing to do any water? He said he has.
As a
license.
backup. He would be a backup. First, he would be electric.
Yes.
So
but
Dave and Kevin would both have to be out, or we'd have a catastrophe. Then yes, we could call him.
That was another guy. Okay, student, he is certified water, so.
Yeah.
His primary job will be electric, but he needed,
he's needed.
Yeah.
He needed, he would help in water.
He's okay with that too?
If there's a main break, I talked to him about maybe getting pool certified.
He's certified gas, certified spray.
What was that second one? Certified.
Oh, he
Right.
can spray.
I'll give you right away. Important thing to have.
thank you, what do we need to do?
So I need a vote that it's okay to hire him at $38 an hour.
I make the motion, it's okay. Hire him at 48.
Thank you.
A second.
Moved in second, to approve the electric journeyman hire at $38 per hour. All in
So-
favor? Nina,
So we'll figure out a higher date and a start date. Or we have the higher date, but I mean a start date because he's got to leave one and come over here. So, all right.
thank you.
Thank you. You can run to your volleyball.
Okay. Allevion,
Elevon.
Elevon payment system.
So 2 pages here for Elevon. We've talked about bringing in a way to pay with a credit card on the utility bills. And the community has spoken. This is what they want. This will also give them the option on our website to set up a payment with something other than their bank account, which we all know there's other ways to pay bills. So this seemed like the most reasonable. Lake City uses it. Fonda no longer has it because they went on the cloud. But Lake City uses it. Dexter, Bagley. There's like 5 little towns that use this Elevon, and they have no problem. So all you have to do is buy the device, which Alex and I talked about it. He thinks this Move 5000 with the star over here is the best one to have, just because it gives more options. Because sometimes people bring in phones that don't, hook up to things, or they're only Bluetooth, or
The moves are also on the rag price, so that was a question on rag breaking.
Yeah.
Does the city have the way to, potentially need to take payments somewhere else that allows you?
But like you could take it.
Because it can't grind.
Yeah.
I'd say
So if we had a whole bunch of, if we ever had a special event, it allows it to leave this environment, and then we have
It's still-
secure internet that we can provide.
So the device itself is $779. We pay $25 a month to have the device, but there is no service fee. There will be 3% to those that use credit or debit cards. So it goes automatically through their credit card system. It'll just be another bank deposit for us to process daily. And it does work with our system that we have. Integrate.
So right now we do not take credit card.
No, we have no way to.
This is the bank, this credit cards.
Yeah, we can't take debit cards either. So you can run a debit card through that.
You can't.
Yes, you just have to know your PIN. Just like at a grocery store.
I make a motion to go with the 5,000.
I'll second it.
Moved and seconded to go with the 5,000. I have no idea what we're talking about, but hey, that's all right. As long as you people take care of that. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay.
All right, thank you. So TIF funds, I talked to John on Friday. I was driving down the road, but I did talk to him. And he thinks we will be fine by the end of the year to have everything amended and use that money we have. It's just sitting in an account and we wouldn't have to pay it back. We've got 2 big projects coming. We just update the paperwork to include those projects and it'll all flow. So that's as simple as it is for right now until we get the paperwork going. There's a big deadline of December 1st, so we're trying to work around that. We'll probably do a public hearing on the next meeting on the 17th in November, not the 3rd, like we talked about. That's really all I had to say there, because we did get it figured out.
So there's no action needed here.
Nope, no action on that one.
Okay. Ready to proceed?
Yep.
Okay, approve the FT,
Full time.
police officer hire.
Is he over there? He's probably put a little guy to sleep. There he is.
There he is. This is Dalton and Liam. Dalton comes to us from Manston. He is already certified. I've provided you with an employment authorization. It was something that Al had always done, so it's just for the council to have in front of them. That salary is with the $10,000 bump. Lorenz will make sure he knows that, so it's proper. I just realized when I was looking at it. Start date would be next Monday. His probation period would be for 6 months. Obviously, we don't have to do a contract. Laura and I talked through the vacation and whatnot. It's a standard that we've done with law enforcement in the past. And so I'm just asking for you to authorize the hiring of Mr. Dalton so we can get him started, and that'll fill our fourth spot. You have anything you want to add about coming to the community or something?
A certified child passenger safety technician. So I bring that here too, which I know Pocahontas does have one, but I'd be able to put on events with her and stuff like that too.
He does have school resource officer training if we ever went down that road, so he carries that. So we have that to look forward to. I think he'll work out well here, and I think he'll be a good hire. And that does fill our full-time spots. So we're back to
Doop, doop. Just approve.
Through what? Motion to.
I'm good. You need a motion for that?
Yep.
Yeah, motion to approve full-time police officer hired.
I'll second.
All right.
All in favor? Opposed?
Welcome aboard.
Peyton.
Thank you, Dalton.
Thank you.
So this would be the second action on there is to hire Peyton as a reserve officer. I know it says part-time. It could be the same thing. So Peyton was originally then left and graduated. He had moved for a little bit. I can tell a Peyton story. He'll probably kick me later, but when I actually stopped his mom due to window tint one time. And so she at that point had told me, says he wants to be a police officer. This was several years ago. So they're with the community, lives here in Pocahontas. Our goal is that he is currently working extremely hard to pass the 1.5 miles. So he would be able to fill one of the spots in Lorenz that's open as soon as we can get him to get that time at 12:51. Other than that, making him a reserve officer, or of course, allows him to start training so that we're ahead of the game and then before he goes to the academy, so we can get him rolling early. So it's a big reason for bringing him on. So.
Anything to approve that?
Same thing, yeah.
I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
Moved in second to approve the part-time police officer hire. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay,
All right.
Well,
Hello.
good job.
So next is Legacy Insurance. They have applied for the facade grant. They have given me an estimate of $20,582 to do the windows and around that outside ledge. I don't know what you call that, Cody, but around the outside of their building,
The facade.
the facade. They're going to paint the sign and probably leave the light up part of it as it is, but they wanted to make sure we knew they were changing all those.
Have they filled out the application?
Yes, I have a full application. I have full estimate. They talked about a revolving loan from us, but I haven't seen that application come in.
So I was reading on the facade grant just about it. Basically, we don't make payments until the work is done, though.
Exactly. Yep. It has to be completed. And that's 5,000. They have asked for 10, saying 2 different sides of the building. And I explained to her it's for the whole building.
They're not 2 businesses ran out of.
No. So it says painting and siding replacement, windows and doors added and replaced, sidewalks, ramp landing, and leveling. So those all fall under the.
So only other thing on here is, which maybe we need to reword if we're going to. On here it says the Main Street District.
Oh,
So I don't know if that needs to get changed.
now we might have it changed.
we might have to take the word.
We have to change that before we vote on this.
Cause I think we approved levies too, which
We
was
did.
down here.
They haven't started construction yet, but I told her it had to be complete.
Yep.
You know, we had to have pictures of completion to where we're okay with it.
I would make the motion to approve.
Okay.
Who would,
Sorry.
of the payment upon completion
Yes.
of the work.
Would we be the ones that change that
Yeah.
wording?
I wrote it on here.
I'll second.
Yes.
Moved and seconded to approve the legacy insurance with those stipulations. All in favor?
All righty.
Okay.
Next, it has come to my attention, Alex, you might be better at explaining this.
So,
Oh, yeah, go ahead.
so basically, I know it came up with as far as what contact information is on the website for the city. And just, again, real quick background is that I was on the committee that established that when I was on economic development. And we had gone through that. And so it was set up as a basic system, right? You know, so when I came here, then we created the email addresses so that we didn't have to worry about open records and people using their personal Gmails and, you know, people who love to use email, you know.
Yeah.
You know, so, but we made that, and so that we had that as an option. It just never really ever got added to there. I mean, the state code does say that you can either have a phone number or an email address on there. Again, Laura and I talked about it, and that's why we just bring it up, is that, I mean, if you want that email address on there, or if you want to continue, you know, again, a lot of it is, you know, I've been up here when somebody's called and I want to talk to Tom or whatever, you know, those get relayed to the mayor, however you guys want to do it. We just thought we would open that up, have that discussion. So obviously there's one individual that I would not recommend him putting an email address on, but only because of it'll sit
like,
for a while and there
it's
will be a
kinda
lot
like-
of yeah, exactly. Not to pick on anything, but just to make sure people get their information. So, oh,
Yeah, I'd just put the emails on. Or
I
whatever.
mean,
we'll just put in. We'll
you
just
can
put a-
pick
we'll
which
make
way
sure
you
there's-
want.
I've noticed with other cities, I don't know if it's actually their, so like Emmitsburg, they have wards. So it goes to the ward
Mhm.
area, which I don't know if that's their main email or if they have two emails. But we don't have wards to really break it up that way. That-
No. Yeah, no, it would just basically, and then we would just have each one of them.
But if we had another email, it could come to, say, City Hall and could be printed off and given to
Mhm. Mhm.
but how,
And that actually might be an option for those who don't, like, you know, just to have that so that, you know, whether it just, and we can establish auto forwards
Yep.
really easy. So
I
if it
just mean,
came in, it
in
would
the
always
future, you say the new, it would still go.
It'll come to the city hall and then relay from there.
right. And that's what my goal would be, is that, so everyone that has left so far, of course, obviously the open records requirements, you know, so I put them in what's called a suspension mode. And so they'll sit until retention period ends. So, just in case somebody, so I've spent a lot of time with this stuff.
Unless you could put a City Hall phone number for
Right.
those.
And that is also a contact way. To
Yeah,
get
you get your choice as to what you want.
But it just says, it says an email, a contact would putting City Hall for me as a contact.
Mhm.
Would that be?
whatever it is to make contact with you, citizens can have. And it's a or, it's not an and.
Yeah. Well,
Just let me know.
I would be fine with the email address, and I would also be fine with putting City Hall for me.
Okay.
And being able to forward a phone message.
Okay.
I want the same too.
Yeah, I'm all right. Okay. And we'll adjust yours a little bit to make sure. It's not to pick on you. I don't mean to pick on you.
We'll track him down.
Give him an email address.
Doesn't mean you're.
I'm sure you could, you know.
We can usually find you.
Yeah, we'll get you. We know.
We'll find you.
Okay, anything further on that?
I don't think so.
Okay, trick or treat time.
Yes, I had 3 contacts this week that it's confusing with the haunted house, the trunk or treat, and then when do you actually walk the neighborhoods. So We are walking the neighborhoods from 5 to 7. Lights should be on, of course. Lights go off at 7. But the trunk or treat is 5 to 6. And then I don't know when the haunted house thing is, but it's 7 to 10 or 7 to later in the night. So if you guys are okay with 5 to 7, we just have to say okay.
And this is on,
The 31st,
on
Friday
the
night.
31st. That one normally is never any earlier.
Not that I've ever
Friday.
heard of.
I mean, it's usually when we get to those weekend or some odd.
So do we have to approve that?
Yep.
Okay.
I'll make a motion, 5 to 7.
Second.
Move in second, go from 5 to 7 for trick or treat times.
Be sure and have your candy.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay. Approve Laura to attend the League of Cities Budget Conference, November 12th in Lakeview. Where's Lakeview?
Lakeview down by Auburn, it's like 38.
Oh, Lakeview, Auburn.
Yeah. I was going to go to Owine at the end of the month, but I'm closing on the house. So I just took the next available, which is Lakeview as well. Same group, same everything.
Did we already approve you for the old? Okay. So
I'll make the motion.
Second.
Move to second to approve Laura to attend League of City Budget Conference, November 12th in Lakeview, Auburn. Lakeview.
It'll just be drive
All in
over.
favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay. Discuss crisis canine.
Eric. Everybody laughed and Eric's sitting back there with the dog.
So, you know, a lot of people talk about different types of canines, and you know, we have mom dogs and we have all those types of things. Well, should give him the clue because I can't hear him. You want to bring Rusty up? What? So, Eric is one of our reserves. He has an extensive background in crisis intervention. He actually outdoes me in the training for crisis intervention by 2 times. He is extremely good at what he does as far as that goes. And over the last several months, he obtained Rusty. Rusty was an escapee from one of our locals. And then Eric reached out and really wanted Rusty. And so Rusty's been a really good dog. So over time, we've kind of tested this a little bit unofficially. We've brought Rusty into some mental health situations and whatnot. Especially we had 2 significant ones here recently where we kind of tested the theory and stuff. And the one, and again, we're not going to talk about the names of those folks, but we've had 2 amazing. It helped. I mean, it really helped. We discovered some other issues that were going on. We're able to provide more assistance or whatever. Eric then found that there is a place. It's basically teaches the dog both how to be a crisis intervention dog and also search and rescue. It's a week-long course. It's paid for by the organization. Eric, being a reserve, has his volunteer time for us as well. Normally, obviously, when we talk about reserve officers and having dogs, but this isn't like a drug. This isn't somebody that's going to go to court. None of that kind of stuff happens. So I'm coming to you today just to start a discussion, just for you guys to think about. I like doing most of my recommendations in 2 steps. Again, Eric spends a lot of time with these folks, and Rusty has done some amazing things. So something to talk about. I did check with our insurance, so I already have that knocked out. It would add an additional $810 a year to the insurance for a liability policy, and then $125 one time. Like you said, he's what kind of dog is he, Eric?
He's an Irish Doodle, so he's Irish setter with miniature golden doodle.
So
would it be kind of like a therapy dog or?
Right. So if you get time, Ames PD, they actually have one. Emmett County now has one. If you break down our call base, we can talk about drugs, we can talk about alcohol, we can talk about, the world's coming to an end. But the reality of what we deal with every day is mental health, right? It's substance abuse and it's those things. And the thing about interjecting a dog into that has been the ability to provide, especially out at the hospital, it gives them something to focus on. It gives them something. And this would give that a little bit more focus. And then, like I said, you already have out there. people always call me Eric and they always call him Alex, so I don't think I'm the better of the two. But Eric does an amazing job with that. And so it really would add to the city. So I'm just asking you guys to think about it. Is there something else that we're missing with that? One thing that Eric and I talked about this, that if you're concerned about the $810, if we could at least fund him this year, and then we work on the volunteer, see if we can get businesses to donate to that. I don't know the right answer to how the city would view that, but I think he would be an amazing ad, because this is what we do every day. Crisis, domestic violence, it's all based upon that. I mean, substance abuse is what it is, mental health is what it is, but it's what drives most of our police calls. It's driving most of it, especially with our youth and our young folks. When we have sexual assault victims and stuff like this, Rusty can come and help us when we know we're reaching a barrier or something. If Eric is not working his full-time job with the Cherokee Ambulance Service, and then, like you said, I'm also trained, obviously, in the crisis intervention. Something for you guys to think about. But if you have any other questions or whatever, if you want to make any pitch there, Eric?
Yeah. Rusty's a rescue dog from while working on shift here over a year ago. So he was found on the highway. Did find the owner. It's a great family. They're just too busy with all the activities going on. So I had made a comment that I kind of fell in love with him immediately, and he became my dog. And then he also, with my 3 kids, he's obviously really good. We spent a lot of time in the community. A lot of community members stop over all the time. They ask us to kind of pick them up, go take them somewhere, or do stuff with them all the time. So he's very active with the public. The mental health side of things, we've already just seen a major change in behavior with kids. It's really important for him to make rounds, and even like sick patients that are at a hospital that have been there for a while, for them to go there, let them be part of that home feeling of being back with their pet, for him to be around. It's been a wonderful thing to have. It's really kicking off all over Iowa. The only benefit here is you don't have to invest all the money into it, because I spent a lot of my time just giving back to the community. It's all volunteer, and training's free. Vet bills will always be free. None. No cost. So everything's covered. It just becomes the only thing we give back to the nonprofit is that we would respond if there was like a mass disaster in Iowa, like a storm, to a town. We would go help do search and rescue, help families that are displaced, let them have some comfort, especially if they lose a pet or lose a family member. So you'll be trained in all aspects, and it's definitely be on my time.
Get involved with the schools at all?
So involved with the schools, we'll make rounds with them all the time, do community activities, events here in town. You'll probably never see me without him. And you probably don't now, because he's my sidekick, so he's everywhere I go. So a lot of people stop by just to say hello to him versus me. So
I do. So, and like I said, and so the next 2 weeks, if you guys have any questions or whatever, or there's something else you're worried about or concerned, so that way we can ask it, and then I'll be asking for approval at the next meeting. But, like I said, just let us know. But like I said, to me, this is one of those things that out of everything that we can do, this is something that I think we have direct, immediate impact. Whereas, and nothing against those other canines. I still appreciate those officers that brought the dogs, for the school search that was requested. But again, this also then will help those kind of issues when it's requested again. That all dogs aren't scary. Or we have these different ideas. Rusty provides a better. And we have a whole bunch of, like, the kid stickers that have a dog on them. So we call those Rusty badges.
No, it helps.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
Yep.
Looking at the Chapter 26 ordinance, remove the Heinz Center board.
Alex.
So again, I just created the ordinance for Laura. It's a stock ordinance, basically just saying that if that is what your desire is, you have a lot of commissions, and in that commission, whatever you guys feel about continuing that commission, and it's worked forward. And maybe again, it's just, I mean, it's tough to find people. So I mean, again, I'm obviously neutral in this other than helping create the wording for the ordinance, but, this would actually then repeal chapter 26 and then we would just insert this in there saying that 26 has been removed. And there would no longer be, basically its daily operations would fall back underneath direct city control.
Are we not trying to find a board? Have we even looked?
I've asked around and I've asked people on other boards if they would know somebody. They have always banked separately from us. We pay their utilities. I don't know why, but anyway, it all balances out. It's not leased or rented until 2028 after the election. So that would give us time if we would do a discovery.
I mean, is that something simple we can just put in the paper and say we're looking for people? Or is that not?
I'm not,
Again,
I'm not sure the process.
and again, my only concern that I'll waste on this, and it comes back into the financial side, is, all attached things to the city. So if it's in the ordinances, it should have been part of your regular audit, and it's my understanding it's not been.
It's
part.
not.
I'm not saying they ever did anything wrong, so please don't quote me and say it. I'm just saying it always should have been. Because again, their books, it's city money at the end of the day, right?
Mhm.
So that's the only thing that, would, again, the operation. So if you do choose to keep it, we probably need to now whether it's the employee manual or whatever, we need some sort of operating procedure or guide for them.
I was just asking the question, are we?
Yeah, so you can seek that, but you
What are other smaller communities doing? What's Lorenz? Do they still have a?
most anymore. Again, it's, I mean, even hometown prides are struggling. I mean, heck, city councils, I was looking at the ballots, I'm like, so it's tough. So, I mean, if the community thinks they can support it,
I just mean for their community center. Does City Hall just run it, or do they have a board, or do you?
then the smaller ones like SAC still has their board for their big community center. Again, it just depends on how much activity do you think that you're going to have that you need to have something.
SAC, they got a good sized community center with a lot going on.
Right. Ooh.
Yeah.
So.
I know my wife asked the other day about if they could, it's just some of the moms or whoever could get
Sure.
together sometime
Yeah, exactly.
during the day.
I'd love to
They go to story time.
Yep.
And then after 11, you're supposed to be quiet at the library. Well, the kids aren't always quiet at the library, so
No.
they were just. Some of the moms were questioning if
Sure.
that would be a place they could
Sure.
get together.
See, and at this point, without a board, I can't set anything up. So our hands are tied at this point.
What's the advantage of having a board?
I don't know,
It takes it out of I mean, if you're city administrator or however you assign that out, it does make sure. So again, maintenance and some of those things that maybe we're worried about, the board would be responsible for that, right? So it has its own oversight of its, so if it's a busy place or if it's a lot going on, managing, because again, I still, the only question, the other question that I had was, the RTA, I don't know what they're paying for a leasing fee for the space from the city on that. So again, some of those things just need to be refined. So that would be what your boards would be, is to manage that stuff. But
We have received one check from RTA out of Fort Dodge, and it was $155 for the quarter. So that's what they're paying for the guys to sit in the back
I'm
office.
not saying the board ever did it wrong. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
But, it's just where do you want the oversight? Do you feel that, it's going to be tough to fill the board? You can't find the oversight to that, or again, do you bring it underneath the full umbrella of the city, not the mini umbrella?
So if City Hall and City Council would take that, or would we have to write up a little bit more about what the City Council is going to be, have
I was sort of
a certain dollar amount
Yeah, it's a policy or something.
in an ordinance about this
Yeah.
major decisions that be approved by the council. And
Mhm.
Yeah, and in that case, we would then just refill chapter 26 probably with operations behind center board or something to that. And actually ordinance it out. You could actually do it as a resolution. Depends again if you want to make sure the public has easy access.
should look into that a little bit more of what we would have written up before we would dissolve the board.
Well, it's not set up to rent for 3 years, so we could,
No, but
people know about, they might.
Exactly. And that's good too. Yeah.
Okay,
Even like the amount, should all be in there, shouldn't it?
Yeah. So the way forward, so why don't I look up and see if I can find, and I'll present to you at the next council meeting, some ways to, and Laura and I'll work together on finding some general operation rules of community centers around that you can kind of see different examples. That's fair enough.
Okay. So we're going to table it?
Yep.
Yep. All right.
city ordinances?
Unless you guys have anything, this will just a placeholder. Anything you want to see change, kind of really.
Discuss.
Again, I just didn't know if anything new would come up. Again, I think the only thing that we've talked about, and again, I'm still obviously getting complaints on the scooters. However, I still stand by I worry about creating an ordinance in the state of Iowa. Clearly will be coming out. I mean, there's no doubt in my mind that it will become big news in the spring when, like you said, the state of Iowa is on fire about this topic.
Just saw a Des Moines report that would cause things to happen.
The only one is the trees, which.
Exactly. So, like I said, as those come out more, and again, and like I said, we'll have before we start a full-on code enforcement, we started making contact on some of the junk cars and stuff. I've made contact again, and I still have one letter I haven't sent out. That's on me. But on one of the complaints on the cars, but like Keisha and I have we've built a system. There is, like I said, there's just some minor changes that'll be coming to you, and I would imagine the next council meeting, just on our building maintenance and the dangerous buildings, if we get that, that way we can go full forward on code enforcement, but that's all that's waiting for is we've only had since July 3rd. So simple stuff to kick that off and go from there.
Anybody else think we should about the trees, about letting plants in the right of way? All these trees being cut down.
Speaking of, I had a visit today. Somebody asked if we would sign up for a grant that was 10 trees, roughly $2,500 grant for 10 trees to be used somewhere here in the city. And it was to replace those that had been taken down. And it can be a public or a private entity, so it can be in the row or in the yard. So we would probably specify for it to be in the yard and not have the city maintenance piece. But that's dial 811 and see if you can dig. And
Probably should be put in there which I don't think we should plant them in there.
Yeah, I would say, you could get that put in there unless they ask the council, that's in us. Yeah, some places they might want a tree in there, just might not be.
I mean, I do concur that any approval in that right away should have the council.
Yeah.
That's all.
It's to the point now we're having to repair sidewalks because some of them were not planted, in good places.
Or again, people install shrubs.
And maybe we should also have a distance from the.
That's what I was thinking.
To do that.
We don't repair the sidewalks though, do we?
It just depends.
The city,
It just
because of a
depends.
tree?
Well, that comes back to that
Depends.
Supreme Court decision that's just come out. So
Yeah.
it's up to the city then to notify the property owner that technically the property owner is required to repair that up until the point of the city needs to notify them.
We don't even have to put sidewalks in,
Correct.
but if they're there, you have to repair them,
Mhm.
right? That's what we're saying.
This one we broke with equipment taking down the tree. So it's, it's a special.
I don't know. It gives me the heebie-jeebies. Discuss cats and sidewalks.
Any other discussion? Report?
We're getting closer. Like I said, with Peyton going under training and stuff, we may be full up here. I'm hoping. My mental goal is in the next 60 days that we will potentially be full up. We'll be good to go. Otherwise, we really haven't had any major issues in operation. Everybody seems to be pretty happy about the way that's all going. I was texting one of our he's a certified officer that'd like to pick up some part-time hours as well, just to help us out again, because I obviously still have my surgery pending. I haven't been able to do yet. And with Dalton, of course, Dalton's looking forward to earning some comp time. He's got a second child due, so we'll need to get a little help there as well with mom. So, like I said, so all is well. And the 25, the final fourth vehicle that we purchased to get us into the regular maintenance routine like the hospital does, went down for its outfitting. All the stuff is in. And going forward.
Kyle's out sick, so something to think about. I found some pictures and some estimates for the West Shelter House. Here's a picture, Tom. You can start it of the one that was built in Gilmore City. You can send this around. It was 43,000. It's on the concrete. We've already got the concrete, so I don't know how you want to do that. And then Grover, I know you had ideas.
So are we gonna tear down then and put up the new showers or?
The plumbing alone is 35,000 to avoid the creek. So the soccer fields and the baseball field.
You asked me about giving you an
You see, and I
estimate,
didn't realize,
and
yeah,
I just said, I don't really want to give an estimate until I know what we want to do.
yeah,
Right.
that's we have to determine what we want to do.
We're gonna do more than just replace the shelter house, or are we gonna do bathrooms?
That's up to you guys. This concrete box was for something the school could make for us and we could put along that cement pad at Heritage Park. We weren't really asked about that pad before they put the concrete in, and now there is a gap as you go along the bottom of the mural because there's different layers of siding. And so that's the concrete thing on the top of that, is it could be, the school could make it, it could be a year-round thing. You put hostas or something in it that come up naturally and there's not a lot of maintenance. But that was just a thought for that. That you saw that picture. That second picture is the same company Gilmore City used. These are for the steel shingles, 25,000. That does not count the underneath, whatever that's called, on the shower house itself. And then the solar lights was an idea for Gateway Park over here to light that up. So you can at least tell it's a park other than the digital stuff. So just ideas to think about.
If we do decide to tie it in with the splash pad,
Yeah.
we still have a slab of concrete over there. We're still gonna build something on that for a shelter house.
We
Something.
need to decide.
That's what we're
I mean,
deciding.
There's two things. We need, whether we're gonna build a new shelter house there and then tear down the other one
Right.
with the showers and the stools.
Mm-hmm.
That's what we need to know.
Because the existing bathroom you're talking,
It's there now.
because you'll still need a bathroom over there with the campers and tents
Right, and that's in showers.
and shower.
I don't think there's showers in.
No.
No, there's no shower.
I would say just replace the shelter house with basically something that was something basic, like what was there, and then do something for showers on the other end where they need to be.
Did we put showers in it down there at the park? Are you going to in the leach field?
Well, that's, you said 35,000 for the sewer.
Yeah, 35 to run it to the manhole by Powers.
Because right now,
Yeah, up to,
You'd have to go across the soccer field. There's gonna be a grinder pump.
yeah, you gotta go
There'd have
across
to
the
be a
soccer
grinder pump.
field.
You're gonna have to run it through the soccer field and then clear down to the Slamas.
Mm-hmm.
Slamas is right there. That intersection is the closest manhole. To stay on that side of the creek.
They had an estimate from years gone by and it was 75,000 back then.
We were gonna put a lift station in back then.
Is this open for discussion or is it?
No, not
I
really.
No.
Publicly reprimanded every time I've tried to talk out, and this has happened multiple meetings in a row now.
Sorry.
Not your fault.
Personally, I think we should have the gravity or, because the grinder pump with the public, they're not gonna know. They're gonna throw everything down. Think.
Mm-hmm.
So I think we need to look, he's probably putting in the lift station or something, so it's that gravity would be the best.
Mhm.
For the grinder pump, and it's
You have too many problems.
big time.
You were having, yeah.
A public one like that.
What about like a holding tank and then a grinder? You have less
Chance.
problems with that because something we could look into.
Mhm.
Did the conservation out there,
Leach field.
do those have showers?
Yeah.
Do they?
Their shop is, their office is on a holding tank, their bathroom.
No,
At the park. Right there, out at
Little Clear.
How about the kids?
I do know.
They had problems at all.
Not that I ever.
Could you find out or let her know where those precast buildings come from?
Yeah, I was just gonna ask. Can you give me some information? We'll know.
Yeah, I'll find out.
Everything's expensive.
I'll leave
It
it.
is.
They're
Speaking
not,
of,
they're not a tornado shelter. They make sure you know that, even though they come into concrete.
They're all kind.
It's inexpensive.
so I did get more estimates for the pool. There's repaint and fix the cracks in the pool. 68,000 to do the whole pool. The inside of the pool, no water in it. It is 38,600 to do the floor in the shower house. So you're looking at another 100,000. Plus the heaters are 89,900. So we're up to 200,000 just that. That's not counting the roof. And the CAT grant, like I said, goes up to 500,000, but you have to have 65% up front. Like we have to give up 65% before we can qualify for anything that happens. So just so you know, it's all up there. Cost.
Where's the heaters? Where's that at right now? Have we?
It's just an estimate sitting out there until we find a grant. I'm still waiting on the plumbing to come back from Silers because we're not going to have the plumbing under the shower house. The plumbing is going to be in the showers now.
So except right now, there won't be heaters next year.
Oh no, there will.
There will.
We can still get them. Yeah. We got to figure out what we're doing though, like by January, if we're going to have any chance. Nope, that's all I got.
What was the picture?
Oh, Schnetters.
Schnetters and Opie's,
Yes,
that intake.
that intake is
Kind of in a bad location.
very, very deep and it's concrete and it's $11,200 to move it. And that's with Sean's already being out there doing the golf course. Yeah,
On top of the 8 feet.
yeah, the 18 something totally different.
What's the matter with this now?
That's right where they're going to put their garage.
No, it ain't. It's between the houses, but it's
It's in a bad spot.
it's their garage is maybe 12 feet from it, and it might be a little further, but it's from ground level to it. It is probably 12 feet down. There's a ditch there, and they said they were never notified,
No.
known that this was on their property when they bought it.
I don't think we could see it when they bought it.
So where are we gonna move?
They're going to move it back to that
Close.
line that's around the
Closer
17.
to the lot line, basically.
Yeah, so back toward the golf course.
When you're driving around, go look at it.
Okay.
Because it drops off so much. You know, it's in the center of the hill where the houses are built. But that center of that hill is like right there. Well, it drops off
Quite a bit.
to the same height as how deep that is the back here. So basically, it'd be at ground level at the lot line. They just stopped it.
So when
They stopped it right in the center of the.
we did all the dirt work there, had that company do all the dirt work, they just left it like that.
It's
Mhm.
on their
It's
on their plan.
plan.
That is where it is. They didn't stop short from what their plan was. It's what it shows.
Well, I don't,
I'll say Schneider's house is here, and the other house is here, there's a ditch right between the two houses.
Sean's just asked me to
It's-
let him know what
it's
we
right
want
on,
to do.
it's right on the lot lines. But I don't know why,
Why should we have to pay to move it?
is there an easement?
Sure there is.
Was it, were they told it was there when they bought it? It ain't on the map. The other easement for the well is on the map. Why wasn't it? Yeah, why weren't they told? No, that's something we need to look into, make sure we don't sell another, and it's 2 lots with another one going down the middle of it.
Right.
Is there other ones? Say somebody buys 2 lots and wants to build a house in the middle of it.
We're gonna be back doing what we had to do before. Do you want to table that or,
I won't.
okay, all right. All right. Any council members have any updates for us? Oh, oh, oh. Okay. Mayor? Okay. Do you have a motion first?
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Thank you, thank you.